Hi, I'm Keziah Gibbons. My pronouns are she and her. I'm the founder of the Guided by Keziah app, and this is this week's tarot reading for the week ahead. So we're getting on for spooky season. We've got Halloween next week, but I didn't want to do the Halloween reading next week because next week we have an ancestors reading for Samhain. So this week is the Halloween reading. So we've got 5 positions in the spread. We've got trick and treat. So trick might be what might be deceptive or mischievous in some way in the week ahead. Treat is what treats you might be able to look forward to or even to ask for this week. And then we've got this time of year as we sort of think about scary things. You might be watching scary movies or something like that. There's something about the darkness and the light, isn't there, together that's very exciting. And so we have these 2 positions of scary and safe because we can interact with these scary things from a position of safety. You know, when we know actually we will go safe to bed tonight. That gives us the ability to look at what's scary. So for these 2 positions, it's what might be a bit scary this week, but really in a kind of a thrilling way perhaps, or a way that you might be drawn to explore. And then what's safe? What is that zone that you can retreat to when you've explored the scary as much as you can? And of course, this time of year does have its own magic. So we do have a position to invite in magic for the week ahead. The deck that I'm going to be reading with today is the Light Seers Tarot. A lovely one, a favourite. I know that people love the reads with this deck. So I'll invite you to take a deep breath and just set your intention to receive what you need. You can go inside, and if there is something that you're working with or working through this week and you'd like some insight, you can bring that to mind, or you can just ask to receive what you need. Taking another deep breath, and then let's go ahead and pull some cards. So the first card, trick, this week is the Ace of Pentacles. So the Pentacles is about the material, about the physical, so your body, your finances, your material resources are all in there. And you can see that this pentacle, this is a seed that is growing roots, growing shoots. And it's a lovely card. It's a card of foundations. And in this position of trick this week, it might be asking you to check your foundations. So if you are behaving, if you're doing something on the assumption of certain foundations, or if you are relying on one thing to build a foundation for you to do another, then you might just want to check that this week. Is the foundation there for you to go on from? And of course, if it's not, then that becomes an opportunity to lay that foundation or to plant that seed. So just check in with your foundations this week. And then the treat card. So what treat might be in store for us this week? And this is the 5 of Swords. So not necessarily a card that you would expect to see in the treat section. That feels a little tricky itself. But the 5 of Swords is about, it's often seen as being about conflict or winning and losing. I think it has a deeper message or a deeper question for us, which is about where it's worth putting our energy. So you know, if we are fighting for something or sort of engaged in something that feels like a battle, is it worth our energy? Is it worth fighting for? And whatever the answer to that question is valid. If the answer is yes, then that's great. Gives you more energy, gives you a reason to keep on fighting. And if the answer is no, it perhaps gives you an opportunity to to put your energy somewhere else, somewhere that's better for you. Swords are, of course, the suit of the mind, but what I notice in this picture is that we have this person who is holding their head. They don't look very comfortable. And then in the background, we have their shadow who is kind of standing, looking very free. So it's a reminder that actually we can create some freedom for ourselves by the way that we think, by the way that we frame things mentally. We can give ourselves choices, we can give ourselves freedom. So whether that's choices about where we put our energy, choices about what's worth investing our energy in, and choices about what we might like to do instead. There is some freedom available for us. So I think our treat this week is the opportunity to really choose our thoughts and our narratives and our practices, perhaps a meditation practice. Mindfulness, I often associate with the swords. Also anything coming from neuro-linguistic programming, I tend to associate with the swords because of that association with communication, which is also a sword's trait. So communication might be a treat this week. But really we have the opportunity to reframe our thoughts and to give ourselves some freedom this way. And remember that this is a playful reading, so we have that trick and that treat there. And so perhaps, we can look at that play between the pentacles and the swords, the body and the mind, and how do we work with those together. Our next card then, what is scary? So what is it that is perhaps frightening, but at the same time we might perhaps feel drawn to or want to sort of play with as well. And we've got the Eight of Pentacles reversed. So I'm just going to turn it around so that you can see it. The Eight of Pentacles is a card of consistency, but it's about consistent hard work, showing up every day, making very gradual improvements. You can see here even a period of time is mapped out by this change in the lunar cycle. And this person is sitting in front of a lot of herbs, living and used for healing as well, I believe. So the Pentacles again is about the material. And the Eight of Pentacles can often be about our work, whether that's our work, our job, or our work in the world, our work on ourselves, our work in the home, whatever that is. And it's about working bit by bit. So when it comes out reversed in this position of the scary, it's perhaps an invitation to look at, again, it's a question of where we're spending our energy. So what are you committed to? What are you showing up to every day? And how are you spending your energy? And how perhaps can you show up every day towards a goal, so with an intention. So if there's something that you perhaps spending your energy on every day that is creating an outcome, whether it's an intentional one or not, and that's not where you want to be spending your energy, then we can perhaps bring that upright, make it a bit less scary by looking at it. So because it's in a scary position, this really might be something that's going on for you that you don't want to admit, or you don't want to confront, or that you don't know how to. But this coming up here is really an invitation that the energies are supportive for you to examine that this week. You don't even have to make any changes. Just examine it and get a bit more solid grounding in what's going on for you. And then the safe, what is safe? What keeps you safe this week, and what makes it possible for you to explore and confront something that might be a bit uncomfortable. And the card that we have is the Nine of Wands, and this is a card of boundaries. You can see here this person has a fence in front of them. They've got it lit. They're standing there very almost defiantly, and they're kind of watching their boundaries. And with the Nine of Wands, I often see this as a card because it is a 9, and we've got an 8 here as well. And we go all the way through from the 8s of this reading. But because this is a 9, it's a card of almost there. So the Wands is about fire, creative processes, and this particular wand is about being almost there, almost having arrived at a goal, and maybe there being a little bit more to do, a little bit more work to do, a little bit more perhaps to protect. There's a kind of protection in this. So in this position of what's safe for you, it's an invitation to really check. Again, it's about where your energy is going, and this time it might be about who's asking for your energy, and really being clear about the boundaries, about where you're willing to place your energy, and tending to your own flame. You see this person there with their lit wand, they're tending to their own flame. So make some time as well for your creative pursuits. So whether that is that you light a candle and meditate with it, or some incense, whether that is that you do some energy work. Reiki is very good when the wands come up, but any kind of energy work is appropriate. Whether that's that you allow yourself to get lost in your artistic and creative endeavors, whatever that is, allow yourself some time and some space, and protect your time and your space to do that. And that might just help you process anything else that's going on. And then finally, the final card for this reading is the magic. What is the magic this week that is available to us? And it's another reverse card, and it's the Five of Cups reverse. So we have here all of the four suits: the swords, the wands, the cups, and the pentacles. None of the major arcana cards have come out, so this is a simple enough reading for the week. There are no major life lessons, just some little tweaks that we can make, energies that we can play with and perhaps indulge in a little bit. And the magic is the Five of Cups reverse. So again, I'll just put this upright so you can see. The Five of Cups is often about a moment of space between the past. You'll see here there's some cups that are kind of spilling down into this vortex, and between potential. So there's a big magic cup full of potential there. And this figure is sitting between them, watching some of that energy drain into the vortex, but with the full cup behind them, so that that's available to them still. And they're just contemplating what's going on. And I always see this card as being about acknowledging what is going, acknowledging what is coming into your life, but also really taking a moment to be present, so not getting lost in the past or the future. And so with that Five of Cups reversed, it tells us that the key to the magic this week is about, the cups about the heart, about the emotions. So key to magic this week is about coming into your heart, acknowledging anything that might be scary or tricky, acknowledging anything that might be a treat or might be safe, and then just sitting in between it. So creating a space for yourself that's actually perhaps a little bit liminal. So that's our reading for the week ahead. I hope you do have a wonderful week. Thank you so much for joining me. You can find more tarot resources, including the Magician season. Season 2 is currently live on the Guided by Keziah app. Our next session is on the 11th of November, and it's about love, all about love, working with love and with the tarot. So I'd love to see you there. And I wish you a wonderful week ahead. Take good care.